There's been some buzz lately about Scarlett Johansson's secret MCU project possibly introducing the Blonde Phantom, and fans are already thinking about which talented actors could take on the role. The speculation comes after Marvel Studios head Kevin Feige teased Johansson's return as a producer back in 2021, following the release of Black Widow and her much-talked-about legal battle with Disney. In 2023, Johansson confirmed the project is still in the works, but with a catch. Everything's on pause due to the WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes at the time. She told comicbook.com it's still happening, just not right now because nothing's happening right now. Before the strike, we were deep in development, but now everything's kind of simmering. Now that the strikes are over, it seems work might have restarted on Johansson's mystery MCU project. Recent chatter suggests it could be where we finally see the Blonde Phantom make her live-action debut. For context, this character, Louise Grant Mason, first appeared way back in 1946's All Select Comics number 11. She's a classic Marvel hero who could really shake things up in the MCU, considering she predates most of the characters we've seen so far. While there's no official confirmation yet, it's fun to imagine which actors could bring this Golden Age hero to life for the first time on screen. Taylor Swift has been in the MCU rumor mill for a while, with fans recently speculating she might play Lady Deadpool in Deadpool and Wolverine. While that didn't pan out, it does leave the door open for her to potentially debut as the Blonde Phantom instead. After becoming a global pop sensation, Swift has been dipping her toes into acting, with roles in New Girl, Cats, and Amsterdam. Though her acting resume isn't extensive, her star power would make her a major asset to the MCU. Casting Swift as the Blonde Phantom would instantly shine a spotlight on the relatively obscure Marvel character. She could nail the balance between Louise Mason's sweet, approachable civilian side and the Blonde Phantom's confident, action-packed hero persona. However, with Swift's busy touring schedule, it's hard to imagine her committing to a long-term role in the MCU. And let's face it, a character like the Blonde Phantom has plenty of potential for a longer stay in the Marvel Universe. Now, before we dive into the next actors who are eager to take on the role of the Blonde Phantom in the MCU, let's take a moment to break down who this character is in the comics and what makes her unique. The Blonde Phantom is a masked crime fighter from the golden age of comic books. Created by Stan Lee and Sid Shores from Marvel's predecessor, Timely Comics, she first appeared in All Select Comics number 11 in 1946. She was such a hit that the series was renamed Blonde Phantom Comics, starting with the next issue, running until 1949. At one point, she was featured in as many as 7 different titles in a single month. Talk about being in demand. Louise is a secretary at the Mark Mason Detective Agency and secretly harbors feelings for her boss Mark. But when danger strikes, she takes off her glasses, lets her hair down, and transforms into the Blonde Phantom, rocking a glamorous evening gown as she saves the day. In a fun twist on the Superman-Lois Lane dynamic, Mark is smitten with the Blonde Phantom, but completely overlooks Louise in her everyday persona. Unlike many superheroes, the Blonde Phantom has no superhuman powers. Instead, she relies on her athletic skills, hand-to-hand combat abilities, and her sharpshooting with a handgun. On top of that, she's got top-notch secretarial skills, which came in handy both as a detective agency assistant and later as a secretary for the NYC District Attorney. As superheroes started to fade post-World War II, publishers tried appealing to new audiences, including young women, with characters like the Blonde Phantom, Golden Girl, Miss America, and others. She even made a comeback during the modern age, teaming up with She-Hulk from 1989 to 1994. There's a bit of debate about who exactly created the Blonde Phantom. While Stan Lee and Sid Shores are widely credited, Al Sulman also claimed to have come up with her during his time at Timely Comics. Regardless of who gets the credit, she's a fascinating character who broke the mold in her time and could bring some old-school charm to the MCU. Emily Blunt recently shared that she considers avoiding superhero roles a badge of honor. Interestingly, Blunt was once in the running to play Natasha Romanoff / Black Widow in Iron Man 2 back in 2010, but scheduling conflicts kept her from taking the part. While she may have been open to joining the MCU back then, her interest seems to have waned over the years. That said, her impressive acting career might make her the perfect choice to play the Blonde Phantom. Blunt's range is incredible. She's nailed roles in comedies, dramas, thrillers, and action films. Performances in A Quiet Place, Edge of Tomorrow, and Jungle Cruise highlight just how great she could be in a Marvel project. At 41, she could bring a seasoned, confident vibe to the Blonde Phantom, introducing a fearless new female hero to the MCU. While her badge of honor comment suggests she might steer clear of Marvel altogether, casting her as the Blonde Phantom would still be an inspired choice. Plus, her connection to the MCU is already there. Her husband, John Krasinski, played Mr. Fantastic in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and fans have long imagined Blunt as Sue Storm, aka the Invisible Woman. On the flip side, Rebecca Rittenhouse, a lesser-known actor, could be just what Marvel Studios needs to turn an unknown into a household name. She's best known for roles in Blood and Oil, The Mindy Project, and Maggie, showing her skill at blending drama and comedy, perfect for the Blonde Phantom as a more grounded hero. Rittenhouse's unassuming look would suit the balance of heroism and civilian life, much like Clark Kent in Superman. This wouldn't be Rittenhouse's first brush with a Marvel role. She was previously considered for Vanessa in Deadpool, a part that eventually went to Marina Baccarin. She'd be a much better fit for the MCU's Blonde Phantom, especially if guided by Scarlett Johansson. Rittenhouse has also been fan-cast as Julia Carpenter's Spider-Woman, but it could be even cooler to see her take on the detective vigilante role of Louise Mason. There are also whispers that Sophie Turner could be making her way to the MCU following her stint in the X-Men franchise. Turner is no stranger to the Marvel Universe, having played Jean Grey in Fox's X-Men series from X-Men Apocalypse to Dark Phoenix. However, her performances didn't really allow her to stretch her acting muscles much. Neither film was particularly well received. Casting Turner as the Blonde Phantom in the MCU could be a career revitalization, giving her a chance to deliver a more complex, layered, and relatable portrayal as Louise Grant Mason. Beyond the X-Men franchise, Turner has proven herself in dramas and thrillers, including Game of Thrones, Do Revenge, The Staircase, and Joan. In the latter, she plays a notorious jewel thief in 1980s London, a character very different from the Blonde Phantom, but showing off her versatility. Hannington's class, intellect, and sophistication could translate perfectly into the role of a secretary-turned-hero, making Turner perhaps the ideal choice. Well, that's a wrap for today's video, but don't you worry. We'll be back with a whole bunch more juicy updates on your favorite shows and movies. So, keep those beepers peeled and stay tuned for more. Thanks a bunch for watching our video today, and we can't wait to catch you in the next one.